Welcome back to the On Writing with AI podcast. I'm Abel, and I'm glad you're here again. Today, I want to talk about something that stops more people from writing than anything else. It's not a lack of ideas or a lack of time. It's not even a lack of skill. It's the belief that they're not allowed to call themselves a writer. For some reason, we've been told that writer or author are titles that you have to earn, that you need the right credentials, the right setup, the right process, that real writers sit in cabins wearing cardigans, staring pensively out windows, waiting for inspiration to strike. And if that's not you, well then, you must not be a real writer. Here's the truth. That's gatekeeping, and it's kept millions of voices silent. The secret club of writers? It's open. It always has been. You just didn't know you were already allowed in. So if you've ever thought, can I actually do this? How do I even start? Where do I begin? This episode is for you. Let me tell you two stories that changed everything for me. The first one is about my mother-in-law. For years, and I mean years, she had books sitting on her computer, finished stories, complete manuscripts, things she'd poured her heart into, but they never went anywhere. Why? Because every time she thought about publishing, she'd talk to friends in the traditional publishing industry, and they'd tell her the same thing. It's going to take forever. It's going to cost a fortune. You'll need an agent, an editor, a designer, and even then, there's no guarantee. So she stayed stuck, discouraged, convinced that maybe it just wasn't meant to happen. But the thing is, the books were already written. They just needed some finishing touches, a little polish, some illustrations, and a way to navigate the self-publishing process without losing her mind. Then, I suggested AI. She used it to refine what she'd already written, to tighten up the language, to brainstorm cover ideas and get feedback on structure. AI even helped her figure out the technical side of self-publishing on Amazon, the formatting, the keywords, the whole process that used to feel so overwhelming. And you know what? She got it done. Not in years, not after jumping through 1,000 hoops. She just did it. Her book went live. Real people read her book, and she finally became a published author. Not because she suddenly became good enough, but because she stopped waiting for permission from gatekeepers who told her it was too hard. Watching her do that planted a seed in me, because I also had a story based on my own mother's biography. I had words, I had ideas, but I had no structure, no clear path from here's what I want to say to here's a finished book. And honestly, I didn't think I could do it. I'm not a writer. I'm a tech guy, a trainer, and a coach. How was I supposed to write a whole book? But then I remembered what my mother-in-law did. I followed her steps. I opened up AI and just started talking to it. I dumped my messy thoughts into it, my half-formed ideas, the pieces of my mom's story that I wanted to capture but didn't know how to organize. And AI helped me sort it out. It didn't write the book for me. It helped me structure what I already knew. It helped me find my voice and see the shape of the story I was trying to tell. And before I knew it, I had my first book, done, published, out in the world. It didn't take years of toiling in isolation. It didn't require me to become some tortured artist locked in a room. It just required me to start, to show up, and to let AI help me think it through. That was when I realized I am a writer. I always have been. I just didn't think I had the permission to see it. And here's what I want you to hear. You are too. If you have a story inside you, and you do, trust me, everyone does, then you're a writer. You don't need a degree. You don't need a cabin. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you you're good enough. You just need to start. So, let's answer 3 questions I know are sitting in your head right now. Is becoming a writer something I can do? Yes, you absolutely can. If my mother-in-law could finally get the books she'd been sitting on for years out into the world, and if I could transform a messy idea about my mom's life into a finished book, then you can too. You don't need to be special. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. When should I start? Why not now? Right now is the best time. Not when you have more time. Not when you feel more ready. Not when the conditions are perfect. Go ahead and do it. Because here's the truth. The perfect time doesn't exist. There will always be something in the way. Life will always be full. You will always feel a little underprepared. But the people who finish their books, they're not the ones who waited for perfect. They're the ones who started anyway. How do I start? This one's simple. You start by getting the story out of your head. Yeah, I know that sounds cliche, but it's true. Everyone has a story inside, something they've wanted to share, but didn't know where to begin. So, here's what you do. Type it. Write it on paper if that works better for you. Voice record it and transcribe it. Whatever works to get the story out, do that. Don't worry about structure yet. Don't worry about whether it's good or not. Just get it out. Then, and this is the key, you bring AI into the conversation. You say, here's the story I want to tell. Help me organize and see the shape of it. Help me find the beginning, middle, and end. And it will, not because it's magic, but because once your ideas are out in the open, they can finally breathe and take shape. That's what AI does. It doesn't replace your voice. It helps you hear it more clearly. Look, I get it. This might feel intimidating. You might be thinking, but I'm not a real writer. I don't know what I'm doing. And here's what I want to say to that. None of us know what we're doing. Every writer, every single one, started by not knowing what they were doing. They just started anyway. The difference between someone who finishes a book and someone who doesn't isn't talent. It's not even skill. It's getting permission. Permission to call yourself a writer before you feel like one. Permission to start messy and figure it out as you go. Permission to use tools, like AI, that make the process easier, faster, and less intimidating. So here's my challenge for you this week. Take one story, just one, something you've been carrying around. Maybe it's a memory, maybe it's a lesson you learned, maybe it's something you wish someone had told you when you were younger. Get it out, write it down, type it into your notes app, record it as a voice memo. However it needs to come out, let it. Then bring it to AI and say, help me shape this into something I can share. You don't have to publish it. You don't have to show anyone. You just have to prove to yourself that you can do it. Because once you've done it, you'll realize you've been a writer all along. You're not waiting to become one. You're not waiting for permission. You're already here. If this episode gave you that little nudge you needed, share it with someone who's been sitting on a story they need to tell. And if you want more episodes like this, more tools, more mindset shifts, more ways to make writing feel possible, follow the show so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.